Hi, how are we all? I hope you're all doing well. This reading is a check-in to see how we, the people, we, humanity, are faring at this time. It will be a general reading, and so these messages may or may not resonate or apply to you, and that's okay. Just take what does and please leave the rest. Please like the video, please share the video, and please feel free to leave any comments, as this helps the algorithms so that more people actually get to see the videos. And please, if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I really would appreciate you hitting that subscribe button. It helps my channel to grow, and again, it doesn't cost you anything, but it does help me and it helps my channel to grow. Alright, and before we start, I really want to show my appreciation and my gratitude for all of my subscribers. I really do appreciate you, and I am grateful to each of you every single day because you are helping my channel to grow. Alright, so let's get stuck in and let's see what the first message is that wishes to come through to let us know where we are, how we're going, what's going on. Are we coping with things okay? Because obviously everything seems to be topsy-turvy and in chaos at the moment. So let's just see if we can't get some clarification to see how everything's working out. Okay, so we've got card 22 and it's Mother Earth. So I think this is saying that Mother Earth has a grip on what's going on, that she is healing and we are helping her to heal. We are helping to raise the consciousness of the planet by speaking our truth, by being our authentic selves, and by sharing our wisdom and our knowledge with those that we come into contact with. When we raise our vibration and our consciousness, that helps Mother Earth to raise her consciousness and her vibration. And that's what it's all about, isn't it? Is, you know, being the best that we can be, living on a planet that is the best that it also can be. I'm going to go to the book and see what the message is that the card is saying in the book. Alright, so it says, the trees are our lungs, the rivers our circulation, the air our breath, and the earth our body. So our heart is open and our intentions are pure. Know that we are being guided and nurtured by Mother Earth herself. She embraces us with her beauty and wisdom in all that we do. She reminds us of our light through the illuminating stars, our beauty through her flowers, our sacred knowledge and balance through her trees. Nature guides us in every facet of our life. Mother Earth is calling out to us in love. Earth Guardians, we are being called to assist humanity in remembering its divine connection to nature. Now is the time to express and share our creativity and wisdom even further. It is through the sharing of our love and talents that others will be inspired to journey to deeper realms within themselves. Transformation and the healing of the earth starts within every human being. The earth simply reflects our inner state. We are all part of the one consciousness, expressing in its many forms. When we die, our body dissolves into the earth, which then nourishes the soil, which feeds the trees and plants, forever weaving, never adding or subtracting in this cosmic connected dance of life. If humanity can focus on healing and nurturing the worlds within themselves, the earth will come to reflect their higher vibrational energy and light. Your work, Earth Guardians, is to assist others to remember their true divine selves and reconnect to the natural world. Do what you all came here to do. Shine your light, walk your walk, and do all this with continued truth and integrity. So by us being our authentic selves and speaking our truth and shining our light, we are automatically helping to empower others around us to do the same. And that is us connecting our consciousness, because we are all one. We are connected with every living being on this planet, whether that be the birds, the trees, the insects. We are all connected. Okay, let's see what other message wishes to come through. What message is wishing to come through that goes with this reading for humanity, for the collective, for where we are at this stage, where we are at this moment. Okay, so that one jumped out, and we have the honouring path. So for me, before I go to the book, this is asking us to honour the reasons why we came here, honour the path that we are on, honour all those that we come into contact with, because they are honouring, hopefully, their paths as well. And everyone we come into contact with is basically to help us realise our potential, to help us realise the lessons that we need to learn, the shadows that we need to face. And on a collective level, this is about us honouring ourselves of where we fit in this construct, where we fit in this world at this time. We are here serving a purpose, and that purpose is to help heal the earth, to help heal all of humanity and connect back to Christ consciousness. And this isn't about religion, this is about faith to source, to spirit, raising our God consciousness, our Christ consciousness, because when we do that, we are coming from a place of love. And when we are all coming from that place, there is no place then for fear. There's no place for war. There's no place for hatred. There's no place for discrimination or judgment. So let's see now what the message is that this card is wishing to say. Alright, where are we? So, respect and high regard. A woman stands on stage. Before her, an audience applauds her shining presence. On a purely practical level, this card indicates that we will soon be receiving positive recognition for something we've done or something we're about to do. On a deeper, more personal level, this card reveals a shift in others' attitudes as well as our own towards ourselves and towards each other. We are starting to see the best in ourselves, and as our self-regard increases, others will see the best in us also. If someone treats us with disrespect, we now have the power to demand civility. In fact, the energy of self-honour is the only way to get the response from the universe that we long for. So choose an increasing intention of self-respect in your thoughts and in your behaviours. Such a powerful daily approach projects incredible dignity and authentic power, two irresistible vibrations in the universe. So take a bow. When you acknowledge yourself, the world acknowledges you back. And I think that's a beautiful message that ties into the message that came through here from Mother Earth. Alright, so let's see what message wishes to come through. Now maybe this is a lesson that we still need to learn, or a lesson that we have recently learnt, something that will help with where we are at the moment, that can help us to cope with all the division and divisiveness and upset and anger in the world at this moment. What is it that wishes to come through for the guidance and helpfulness, clarity perhaps? Okay, we have grief. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. From the message I'm getting through from this card is, I think maybe there are many of us who have experienced grief in the last few years. Grief for loved ones that we have lost, maybe through passing, or grief for lost ones who have not been able to understand the path that we have taken, and so they felt it was easier to walk away, or maybe we walked away from those people. But in doing that, there is that sense of loss. There is grief, because you are grieving for the life that you thought you were going to have, or, you know, the dreams that you shared with those people or with that person. But when we suffer, or not suffer, when we experience grief, the flip side of that is that we had to experience love, joy, happiness. Because if we hadn't have experienced that, we wouldn't be experiencing the grief. So we need to take from that we were lucky to have been able to have experienced what we received in that relationship. On another note, grief, we could all be experiencing grief at one level or another with what is going on in the world at this time. Grief for all those that are losing their lives in wars that are not necessary. We could all be experiencing grief in seeing what is being done to our planet. You know, perhaps all the mining that's being done, sacred sites that may have been lost because of mining or because of progress and development. Grief can touch us in so many different ways. But it's finding the positive from that grief. We don't want to sit in that emotion of grief, because when we sit in that emotion of grief, we're stagnant. We don't move forward. We don't progress. We can acknowledge that emotion of grief, but it's again not settling into it. It's about that deeper understanding of why we are experiencing that grief. And of course, if it is grief for a lost loved one, we have to remember that nothing is lost forever. Love doesn't end. Just because a soul moves on, it doesn't mean that that connection to you has actually been lost, because on a deeper level you are still connected. And it is, again, it's just a reminder of how we are all connected as one. And again, it's honouring that path that that soul chose to exit at a certain time. All right, let's see now. Let's have final messages, please. What advice or message, idea? Okay, we have those two flipped, and let's take one more. Okay, we'll take that one. So what do we have? We have that spirit in reverse. A rebirth is assured. We have our spirit, you see clearly now. And we have swan spirit. It's time for a deep dive. Okay, so let me go straight to the book. Swan spirit to me is all about grace, accepting things that you are looking into with grace. Don't dismiss them straight away. We've been given this card now at this time for a reason. So we will go and see what that says. And our spirit, you can see clearly now. To me, again, this is saying we are wise. We have the wisdom and the knowledge. We have learnt an awful lot, and we can see our paths forward of where humanity needs to go. And that spirit, I'm not quite sure, but let's have a look. So number 5, that spirit in reverse. So what are we refusing to let die? That spirit is gently nudging us to let go of our need to cling to the familiar story that has already run its course. A new story is poised to be born. So maybe that is, for some of us, we're hanging on to the way the world is, the systems that need to crumble, or the way we look at things, our perspective on things. And maybe this is saying to some of us that it's time to let those perspectives and those old programs go, because change is coming and you want to be a part of that change. You don't want to be that person that's clinging on to the old when the new, what is waiting to be rebirthed, is so much more positive. Okay, let's see what else it says. Some dreams were only meant to last for a moment. Perhaps you need to grieve as you say goodbye to something, such as a part of you that must die so that you can be reborn. And again, that ties into that grief there. Grief of letting go of our old programming, our old stories, the illusions that we have hung on to for so long that how we now see are just that, illusions. This temporary time in the dark doesn't have to be scary or sad though. That spirit gives us her powers of perception and awareness as we learn to listen deeply and navigate these unknown caves of temporary emptiness. We will emerge with a new perspective, and that spirit will witness us giving birth to the life that matches the intentions and desires of our heart and soul. Okay, and our spirit, let's see what our spirit says. Our spirit arrives to remind us that the wisdom within us is informed by our keen senses and the wisdom within the consciousness we all share. Again, that's tying into how we are all connected. Even in the darkest night, the owl sees clearly and is guided by every sense it has, including the first sense of intuition. Right now, our sensitivities are turbocharged and we are receiving messages from all directions. Our spirit reminds us to be wise and pay attention to what's between the lines, what is invisible to the naked eye, what cannot be heard with the ears, and what others may not be able to perceive. With all our senses aroused, we have much knowledge available to us. Clarity will come as we sit with all that we are sensing, allowing our intuition to guide us in understanding the whole and not just the parts. Let our wisdom arise and be our guide as you trust the accuracy of all our senses, of all your senses. Intuition is real and can provide the clarity we need to understand our situation right now. Our relationship, our finances, our job, whatever it is, we can see the truth clearly now. And Swan. With their graceful long necks, swans are able to reach into the depths. When swan spirit arrives, we are called to take a deep dive beyond what is easily available on the surface. We may think we know what is best for us now, but take the plunge into the depths of our awareness, for there is self-knowledge we are not aware of and great treasures to discover. As we come to know ourselves more intimately, so too will we come to better know others. Swan Spirit asks us to go beyond the surface of what is happening between us and others and resist the temptation to judge by superficial appearances. Know there is much deeper potential for loving connections, forgiveness and mutual understanding. Choose to dive deep into your why. Asking the deeper questions of ourselves, we are led by the grace of Swan Spirit. Okay, so they were the messages that came through. I hope that there was something in there that you could resonate with. Maybe it's given you a different perspective on the situations that we all find ourselves in at this time. And hopefully it's given some clarity also to how we can navigate certain things that may have impacted our lives up till now. So I appreciate you taking the time to listen. I thank you once again for subscribing to my channel and for any comments that you leave. I would love to hear your take on this reading that we have received today. And until next time. Thank you.